Smile, John.
Good evening. We're in Studio 6A tonight. It's my pleasure and distinct honor to be speaking with Mr. John J. Jeckovich. It's October 2nd, 2025. How are you doing?
Good, good. Very
You're
well, thank you.
looking well. You're looking well. You feeling pretty good?
Yeah.
Did you have a nice dinner?
Oh, yeah.
All right. Mr. Jeckovich was from Company H, the 2nd Battalion of the 291st Regiment of the 75th Infantry Division of the U.S. Army during World War II. Mr. Jeckovich lives by the motto, yesterday is history, tomorrow is a mystery, and today is a gift, right?
Yeah, yeah.
During your lifetime, Mr. Jeckovich, you 100 years under your belt, who do you think was the best president?
Roosevelt.
Roosevelt?
Yeah.
That's interesting. He was a great president. And back in that time, you get what I read in the history books, you would get a fries, hamburger, and a Coke for 25 cents.
Yeah, yeah.
Now it's what, 12 bucks or something,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Who do you think came in next besides Roosevelt?
Oh,
Who do you think was another good president
Ronald, good president.
during your lifetime?
Roosevelt, I said Roosevelt, didn't I?
Roosevelt, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was a good president, that's for sure. Let's see what we got here, Mr. Jeckovich. Mr. Jeckovich was drafted into World War II frontline military as a teenage boy. And at that time, his division was affectionately called the Diaper Division. But later, he held Bastogne. What they told you about Bastogne? Hold it, yeah. Great casualties. Took 4 days to get support. The weather was very bad. And after the 4th day, Mr. Jeckovich and his group was in the wrong place at the wrong time. They were surrounded by thousands of Nazi fighters and Panzer tanks, and the casualty rate was very high. It was in excess of 90%. Blood everywhere. The snow was red. Body parts everywhere. But when the support troops came in, the tide turned. They made great headway. They won the Battle of Bulge, and by the way, it was the coldest winter record in the Ardennes forest. And then Mr. Jeckovich also, after Bastogne, he fought in the Bulge, Ardennes forest, and later he helped liberate the concentration camps. So when he went in, he was affectionately called the Diaper Division, his group. And then after holding Bastogne, they have a new nickname that still holds true today. They're called the Bloody Bastards of Bastogne. Bloody Bastards of Bastogne. During World War II, Mr. Jeckovich was shot in the shoulder by a sniper. He was beat up, stabbed.
Lost a hip.
Lost a hip, yeah. Hit by a dirty bomb. What's a dirty bomb?
Full of screwdrivers, razor blades, and everything, yeah.
The Nazis would load the bomb. A bomb is bad enough, you know, but to do maximum damage and maximum pain for the American soldiers, the Nazis put inside these bombs old razor blades, old rusty tools.
Yeah, boy.
Anything that would go the most distance when they hit. And Mr. Jeckovich still has some of that shrapnel in his body. He also suffered frostbite and trench foot. He still suffers from trench foot today.
Right.
He still suffers trench foot today. What's the pain level?
7.
And in your numbers, how you calculate,
Yeah.
7's the max, right?
Yeah.
7's the max.
25 minutes.
Huh?
25.
So during World War II, when it was all said and done, Mr. Jeckovich was highly decorated. Bronze Star Medal, Purple Heart, Army Good Conduct Medal, American Campaign Medal, European, African, Middle Eastern Campaign Medal, with 3 Bronze Service Stars, World War II Victory Medal, Army of Occupation Medals, with Germany clasp, Combat Infantry Badge, Sharpshooter Badge, Carbine Pistol, and Machine Gun Bars. Your primary weapon was heavy-duty machine gun.
Yeah.
What caliber was that?
30.
Now, you'd pop up a couple thousand rounds, and then you move to a different location. Did you have ear damage, hearing damage from that gun?
Hey, what?
Did you have hearing damage from that gun being so loud?
What do you mean?
There's the machine gun popping up a couple thousand rounds every 3 or 4 minutes. Did you get hearing damage from the shells being so loud?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Do you have damage now?
In my ears?
Yeah.
No.
No?
Not too bad.
Not too bad. Did you wear earplugs?
When then?
When you're shooting out those rounds?
No.
No. When you popped off a few thousand rounds, your whole crew had to move to a different location, right?
Yeah.
Did some of the machine gun operators not move, and then what happened to them?
They deserted probably.
Or what happens if you stayed put and you didn't move?
You get zero. They zero it.
And they'll be over with.
Yeah.
You must understand, that was a very heavy-duty machine gun. Tripod, how much is a tripod?
134.
Then you have lots of ammo barrels because you go through so much ammo. And you were the trigger man for the machine gun. You were the trigger man. And that barrel would get so hot, you had to cool it with water.
Antifreeze.
Okay, so antifreeze during the coldest winter record kept the water from freezing over.
Yeah.
Didn't one of your associates or fellow fighters grab the barrel?
Yeah, burned his hand right down the bone.
That was it?
Yeah.
Wow. Also, Mr. Jeckovich was awarded the Marksman Badge with Rifle Bar, Honorable Service Lapel Button from World War II. So he is very highly decorated, frontline combat all the way. No rear echelon, 0 rear echelon, frontline combat. That was amazing. It really is amazing. I'm just curious, you had great awards for operating all these weapons. Were you experienced with weapons in your civilian life?
No.
Before the war?
No.
You never shot a gun?
No, and had a pistol, nothing.
Nothing. So now after the war was all said and done, did you buy some guns?
No.
So the only time in your entire life that you had weapons was during the war?
Yeah.
You seen enough, you heard enough of them, you don't want more.
Yeah,
What do you think about all these people today, each buying 10 or 20 guns?
they're crazy.
Okay, that makes sense to me too. So, as usual, we have a lot of text messages, but we're reading your book. It's titled Their Mother's Sons. The second time around, how many pages?
849.
Wow, that's a beautiful book, big, beautiful book. And we're at the second time around, we're on page 270. You can listen to its entirety. Mr. Jeckovich already put together over 600 YouTube pages, and the book was written to give the younger generation an easier, simpler, with emphasis on a wholesome life. There's a lot of good examples there. For example, if you have a question, let's say about marriage, he's the guy to ask. How long you been married for?
69 years.
69 long and wonderful years. So any questions you have this man, have Mr. Jeckovich, I'm sorry, excuse me. You text him at 407-366-0000. So I'm going to read a few pages of your book, okay?
Okay.
Oh, by the way, lots of questions on the book. How much is it? Where could I buy it?
You can't buy it.
Not for sale. He didn't do it for money. No. Just to give some an idea of a more simpler and wholesome life. And generally the book takes Mr. Jeckovich, starts off at age 11 when his father, working 3 hard jobs, died all of a sudden of a heart attack. Mr. Jeckovich from that point cared for his mother and didn't leave her side in most times, situations, except when he was in the war, to her age, to her demise at 89. So the book has a lot of beautiful stories in it. Before I start reading on page 290, do you want to sit back and you want to have a coffee?
No.
Okay, so you want to just sit back. Okay, here we go. Lape, we're starting off, he's on the front line. Lape is his best friend, Donald Lape. They shared foxholes together. He carried a tripod.
No, I was watching the lake. He wasn't my best friend. I was watching the lake.
You were watching him, right?
Yeah.
And what finally happened to Lape?
Well, he kept popping his head off, and they threw it on him, and they hit him off.
How did he pop his head off? Show me.
I said, Lake, put your head down. And I said, why are you jumping up? You know what's over there. And he kept jumping up, and he threw it on him. And that last time he jumped up.
That was it.
Yeah.
Blew his head off, and the only thing left was his glasses hanging. He got hit by a dirty bomb, Donald Lape, a teenage boy. That's a good example how mothers make your kids, boys at least, tough. Mr. Jeckovich's mother, named Anna Targus Jeckovich, she was really tough. She was a good mother, but she was tough. And you were street smart when you got there, right? So you kept it down. So you told Donald Lape, please stop looking up.
Yeah.
Looking up. What was he looking for?
Just curious.
And then what happened?
He looked up once so often.
And you told him to keep his head down, right? Yeah. Okay. So now we know about Donald Lape. Donald Lape was left, and Lape and what was left of the squad were in the tree line. They had seen what happened at the embankment. They told me they thought I was a goner, or at least a prisoner. So what we're talking about in this sentence was, you were a very young Nazi soldier, had a drop on you. This is what we're talking about. That he could have killed you instantly. He smiled, you smiled at him, he turned his back and walked away. And he knew you weren't going to lodge a bullet in his back. So that's what we're talking about. Lape was left of what was left of the squad were in a tree line. They had seen what happened at the embankment. They told me they thought I was a goner, or at least a prisoner. Would you rather have been a goner or a prisoner?
Goner.
Goner, yeah. They said a paratrooper just turned and went to rejoin his outfit without ever once looking back. So he turned around, and that man saved, that young boy, he's not a teenage boy, Nazi soldier, saved Mr. Jeckovich's life. And I really hope that that young soldier, the young Nazi soldier, had a long and wonderful life too. I really do. I collected my thoughts, and as I put another clip into the chamber of my M1, I told the squad to hightail it out of here. We had just started to clear the area when 2 paratroopers came out of nowhere and were bearing down on Lape and me. I tried frantically to drive the bolt home. It was jammed with snow and ice, so your bolt was frozen. Damn. As they came closer, still firing, I heard a rapid succession of shots. Both paratroopers fell to the snow, mortally wounded. The firing came from 2 members of the squad. Lucky they had spotted the paratroopers bearing down on us and opened fire. I waved in appreciation. And was thankful they were around. So you were jammed, and these paratroopers are coming at you. Party would have been over, and they just hit them hard over your shoulder. I fumed at Lake, angrily telling him to get rid of that damn .45 pistol and pick up a carbine or M1. Lake was trying to use a pistol, right?
Well, he was a Jeep driver.
He's what?
He was a driver.
Jeep driver.
So he made me all the more irritated, and stated that it was easier to carry around. This is what Lape's saying. I dismissed the entire episode and began once again to give thought to more important events. I looked about, and there was still firing going on at the crossroads, and I could hear the explosions of the 6x6s as their gas tanks became ignited. We had lost several more men from the squad, and we're down to Lape and 2 ammo bearers who saved my life. And me, I could hear the screams and the moans of the wounded at the crossroads and in the ditches. The wounded would be rounded up with luck, sweat out the war in the POW camp. You didn't want to go to that camp.
No.
You'd rather have been shot, right?
Yeah.
Our best bet was to depart this area, keeping a watchful eye for more paratroopers. We headed south. What did the paratroopers look like? What were they dressed as? What was your
Well, they
attire?
had a special uniform.
The special, what color was it?
OD.
And then they have white on them also for the
Oh, they
blood?
could put the sheet on them.
Yeah, sheet on 'em. We headed south once again, going deeper into snow-covered woods. Keep in mind, this is the Ardennes Forest, snow's waist deep, and it's the coldest winter record. And these American soldiers do not have the proper winter clothing. That's one of the reasons why Mr. Jeckovich is still suffering frostbite 80 years later, yeah. Our best bet was to depart the area, keep a watchful eye for more paratroopers. We headed south once again, going deeper into the snow-covered woods, trying to put as much distance as possible between us and the crossroads. I told Lape and the 2 ammo bearers to stay on their toes, be quiet as possible, and look out for patrols and gun emplacements. I kept telling myself over and over, head away from Bastogne, for that is where the entire German army is heading. Yeah, turned out I was at the wrong place at the wrong time in Bastogne. Let's go on. Occupied by Germans. We trekked, stand by please. Stand by please. Okay. We trekked through the waist-deep snow. That's slow moving when you're waist-deep, right?
Yeah.
We trekked down the waist-deep snow, cold, ice-covered streams, underbrush, and over barbed wire fences and stone walls. Whenever we could stop to rest, we drifted off to sleep, only to wake up with a start of expecting to be surrounded by Germans and trembling from the cold. Our water had given out, and we're drinking from the cold, ice-crusted streams. So you'd crank into a stream, right?
Yeah.
Okay. At dusk, we came upon a small village. Because we had not eaten all day, I told the trio, now you're down to only 3 guys, right?
Yeah.
All the rest are dead.
Yeah.
I told the trio, Lape and 2 ammo bearers, that I would go into the village when it was dark and see if I could find some food. Wow, that's a task. They were to stay put, but stay alert. If I did not get back in a reasonable time, they were to take off.
11 minutes.
As darkness approached, I hid the men in a haystack, more for the warmth than concealment, and told them to stay alert. I would be back shortly. I followed the low-lying stone wall, which traversed the length of the village. Everything seemed quiet, except for an occasional dog barking.
Yeah.
Does that mean there's people occupying it then, right?
Yeah.
Oh boy. I made my way down a narrow street, carved out of the snow with the banks of snow on each side of it, and finally stopped at a small farmhouse. Okay. I peeped into the low-lying window and first saw nothing. As my eyes got accustomed to the dim light inside, I saw a figure near the blazing fireplace. It was half dozing off and reminded me of Jean's father. Oh, that's interesting. I tapped on the window gently and figured immediately jump up. He saw me looking into the window and quickly came to the door. Wow, that's interesting. I slipped inside and asked him if he had any food. I motioned my fingers to my mouth and he understood what I was trying to say. He smiled and looked about for anyone accompanying me. I put my fingers indicating 4 people and he understood. Let's see what happens now. I slipped inside and asked, okay, when I asked him if there are any German soldiers around, he started to wave his arms about and spoke rapidly in spurts. What I could make out was they had been here and in the next village, but they all cleared out several weeks ago. His gesturing and rapid speech made me very uneasy, I can imagine, but I said I would return with the men. As I left the cottage, my suspicions were aroused. I saw that something Jean's father and I discussed one evening after listening to the BBC. What's the BBC?
British Broadcasting.
Is that what everyone listened to?
Yeah.
It had to do with the Belgians, who lived on the border of Belgium and Germany. Oh yeah, okay, let's see. And how the borderland ceded to Belgium after World War I. How the natives still cherished the alliance to Germany and were sullen and stoic towards Americans. This entire area was a particular object of our concern. So you talked to Jean's father prior to getting there, and he said, "Watch out for those guys, because their allegiance is to the Germans, not to you." I took a good look about the collection of drab houses and shops stretching almost the length of the ridgeline that made up the village. I could not detect any sense of anything amiss. So I went ahead to where I left what I remained of the squad. I hoped I was not leading anyone into an ambush. So you didn't know at that point if you're being into an ambush. No. Because that guy could possibly be a shoo-in for the Nazis, Here we go. Page 292. But felt that I had to take a chance. We had not eaten all day and we were soaked to the skin. It was imperative that we get somewhere warm and dry out. As I walked back to the field, throughout it, there were dead cows with their legs upstretched, killed by mines or artillery fire. So the rigor mortis set in, and they're stiff as a board, I reached the haystack, and everyone was sound asleep. So much for being alert. So when you got there, you told your crew, what's left of them, to stay awake, right? They didn't do it. I woke them up and told them the situation and my apprehension regarding this civilian. They were not impressed and were looking forward to the warmth and something to eat. Minutes?
7.
We then followed the path I had taken along the stone wall. We were near the cottage. Leap in one of the ammo bearers circled left around the cottage, and I, the other ammo bearer, would circle right. We would meet at the rear, and if everything was all right, we would go in. Oh, wow. We did not find anything. We knocked gently on the door. It was immediately opened by the same person. The first thing that struck us was the smell of freshly brewed coffee. That must have been a nice smell. His wife had prepared some food for us, bread, butter, jam, and coffee, and set it out on a large wooden table in the kitchen. I went over to the single windows and drew the thick, heavy drape over the window. There was a roaring fire in the fireplace, and we took turns drying our clothes. This was beyond our expectations. So that was a good find, right?
They had a nice big fireplace, nice and warm.
And fresh bread and coffee.
Wow.
I cautioned them that we could not linger too long here, and we must move on. We had no security out, and our luck could change at any moment, They understood. An hour later, with food in our stomachs and warmth of fire still heating our bodies, we thanked the kind-hearted Belgians for the hospitality and set out again. So they were decent people. You were suspicious at first because they might have been, taking sides with the Nazis.
But how come you didn't sleep there? How come you didn't stay overnight there?
How come you didn't
put the guard out.
What?
You put the guard out.
Oh, did you sleep there then?
Oh, I slept. I'll sleep and I'll wake up in an hour relieve you.
Okay.
It was still dark and starting to snow. I tried to get my bearings, hoping that I would not get turned around. It's easy to get turned around, isn't it? All that snow and all the same trees. Again, we avoided the roads and the villages, but kept them in sight for reference. It was quiet, too quiet. As we waded through the deep snow, I became more and more uneasy. First of all, I did not know for sure where we were, which always bothered me. Secondly, we were exhausted and needed time to rest. Thirdly, what were we to do at daylight? I thought perhaps we should have stayed at the good Belgium's cottage and got a good night's sleep and be fairly fresh in the morning. At least we would have a roof over our heads for the time. I called a halt, and everyone dropped in their footsteps. They were totally worn out and needed rest. The only thing I could think of was to gather some branches and make a sort of a bed out of them. Using our blanket rolls, I would take the first watch, and that's in the middle of winter, snow waist deep. Wow. While they get some sleep and then wake one of them up when I got too sleepy. As they settled down for some much needed sleep, I ate the remains of my K rations I had saved and thought of my next move. We should rest here for several hours and then move out. But resting there, you're extremely cold. I mean, this is the coldest winter record, and you're sleeping on some branches.
Yeah.
Jeez. 3 hours of walking in before daylight. During the daylight hours, we should stay put. So during the daylight, you're going to stay put. You're not going to expose yourself. Minutes, please.
3.
After catnapping off and on for several hours, and I was getting chilled, I woke the men up and said they were moving on. They grumbled a bit, but started to stow their bedrolls. I was deciding which way to go and wishing I had a compass and a map, but quickly dismissed the thought and moved out. We had not gone 200 yards when we got into a briar patch that played havoc with our clothes and tore our skin. That was a very thorny briar patch, right? And much floundering around, we managed to extricate ourselves, but it had taken its toll on us and our clothing. We stopped for a while to soothe our tore skin with snow and remove the many prickers from our clothes. It's like you guys weren't having enough time, hard enough time, and now you got a briar patch.
Oh my
Couldn't get any worse.
Yeah.
2.5.
Daylight was approaching, and we began to look for a secluded spot to build a makeshift hideaway of the tree limbs and branches. We spent the next hour making a large lean-to and camouflaging it so it would not be noticeable from any direction. It was still snowing, and in a few hours, the lean-to would be covered with snow and blended into the landscape. We posted a guard in front of it, but still inside, out of the wind and snow, with instructions to get relieved in 2 hours. I wrapped myself up in a blanket, covered my head, and fell asleep. I was awakened by Lape, telling me that it was my turn on guard. I reluctantly moved to the front of the lean-to, taking my blanket with me. So you had to stay on guard, and there's only total four of you left, right?
Yeah.
Wow. So during those daylight hours, you didn't walk about?
No, it stayed put. It stayed put.
And then you did all your movement at night?
Yeah.
Wow.
Were you out of ammunition then?
Huh?
Did you have any ammo left?
Well, we had some, yeah.
But not much?
No.
And no food?
Well, yeah. Wow.
He just ate his last K ration.
What's the minutes?
1.
So that older couple that you met in their cottage turned out to be good people.
Oh, yeah.
But you were warned that they might have allegiance to the Nazis, and when you went to get the other 3 members of your crew, they could have been signaled to somebody.
3 was too many.
Didn't you tell us one time that you ran into a chocolate factory?
Oh, yeah.
Where was that at?
It was in the next town over.
So tell us that story.
Huh?
Tell us what happened.
Well, the guy saw the chocolate. I said, don't take the chocolates, probably moved that.
So you think
I found out help. I took the chocolates all on the street.
So you think it was poisoned?
Yeah.
So no one tried it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy. 18 seconds.
It must have smelled pretty good.
Oh, yeah.
Wow. But was anyone
Oh, the
tempted?
chocolate factory, yeah, chocolate store.
Was anyone tempted to try it?
Huh?
Was anyone tempted?
I told him, don't touch it. I told him, don't